Let's kick off straight away. And the next request was from Sapaku from Selvin. He was looking at Sapaku he's a trader. He wanted to know if he can buy it straight away and make a few bob. Let's have a look here. And by the way, we analyze a lot of charts daily, and sometimes we're interested in what the other guys think. And let's have a look at this chart. I mean, Sapaku, and this chart was now on exactly. Look at this candle on Tuesday, the 12th of October. I mean, look at this rally from 160 to 230. And I'm sure that's coming out of the decision of the government to say that they will use only local cement if they work on projects or infrastructure. And that just tells you, if we protect our own, what can happen to share prices. I mean, but on the other hand, I think it's too late to buy here. Look at this candle. I mean, it opened up at 159. It went as high as 2 Rand 24 cents and came back to 2 Rand and 1 cent. And look at this upper shadow. This upper shadow tells me that there was some guys that was keen to lock in some profit when it rallied that much. I mean, from 160 to 220, that's almost a 60% bounce in one day. So, unfortunately, I will say let's just wait a little bit for a pullback before you just rush in to buy. So maybe I'm sounding a little bit negative to your request, but I think let's play a little bit of poker face. Well, let's look at Yumi's request. Yumi was asking about Durban Roodepoort Deep. And I've got a friend of mine, he phoned me last week sometime and he said, I'm now so sick and tired of all these gold shares, I'm going to sell them and I'm rather going to buy something else. Now, that's always the case with a share. If you have it for a month or 2 months or for longer, and you almost want to throw in the towel, it's at that day that you want to throw in the towel that the share turns around. And that's exactly what happened. He phoned me, I think it was a week or so ago, but it doesn't matter. The share was as low as 11 Rand 70 on the 30th of September. Now it's at 12 Rand 46. I mean, that's almost a 10-12% rally already. So, Durban Roodepoort Deep, first of all, I think I just want to take off that moving average so that we can just, because this is a speculative view that somebody is asking, because gold is always just speculative. Let's have a look here. There's the downtrend. It shows you that the momentum is clearly to the downside. But Yumi, I'm seeing something else here. And I don't know if the other gold shares are showing the same. Look at this. There's a beautiful descending channel. And we're testing this line of 12 Rand 65 cents. If 12 Rand 65 can turn into a support, we can easily see that the share bounce up and go to maybe 13 Rand 60 cents. So, yes, I like this chart, but only above this 12 Rand 60 level that I just gave through. If you do buy it above that, make use of a stop loss of, there you are, I just want to get the exact level for you guys. Make use of a stop loss of 12 Rand 28, and my targets to the top will be 12 Rand 97, and there's even a level of 1307, 1338, and maybe as high as 1385 if this share really gets going. And I know there's a gap there right up. I think that will cause a lot of work for the share to do that, and that is sitting between 16 Rand 14 cents and 16 Rand 23 cents. I mean, that will take a little bit of go, because that's from 12 Rand to 16 Rand. But we know gold shares, if they're starting to go, they can really go. And I think it looks like it's early days for Durban Roodepoort Deep. Maybe the share can just surprise you to the top side. Let's look at Nkozi's request. He was looking at Hulamin. Let's have a look at Hulamin. Let's have a look. I mean, this is also not a big company, but it just shows you, there you are. You can just see this beautiful rally. And of course, it may be just a lesson here. And I speak to a lot of readers of myself and Christelle also, and we do a lot of emails per day where we analyze shares for people. And you know what? The big thing is everybody wants to buy the share right at the top, just where it breaks up. And you know what? Where you need to buy the share? When nobody wants it. When it's either, look at it. Look at the share. It gave us a clear signal where to buy. There's the downtrend. And in actual fact, there's a triangle formation here. You can just see it here, then you will immediately see what I'm talking about. Look at it. There's a beautiful triangle that formed right at the bottom, and there was the buying trigger at R2.32. Now it's trading at 2.74. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. So rather teach yourself to look out for nice reversals like a tweezer bottom. There was another tweezer bottom, a break of a trend line before you just rush in and buy. I think, look at this candle of Monday. There you show already an upper shadow. There's another upper shadow on a Tuesday. I think it's time to just wait and play a little bit of the face. Unfortunately, I think Nkosi, sit on your money and maybe we'll find something else for you on the show. Let's have a look at Harmony. And oh yes, Jabu asked about Harmony. It's nice that we do Durban, Roodepoort Deep and Harmony on the same show. Jabu, this share looks interesting, but maybe it rallied a little bit. But if I zoom it out a little bit, look at it. Since May, it came all the way from 80 Rand, and I was just talking about a tweezer bottom. Now, this is a classic tweezer top there. Look at that. Right at the top, it warned you that the share wants to go down, and it sold off. It bounced a little bit. It sold off. It bounced a bit. It sold off. And now it looks like it wants to consolidate. And let's have a look here. I want to draw that same trend line in. I think you may be a little bit late here. Jabu, although I like the gold shares at the moment, Durban Roodepoort Deep share or the chart looked very interesting a few minutes ago. But let's just have a look here. I just want to draw in this line here. Harmony, there you are. We're seeing a beautiful falling wedge here. There you are. There's the falling wedge. It broke up, and where's my target? The target is around 60 Rand if you do that projection. So there's about 6 Rand. Well, that's 10% if you want to buy it. And I know you will immediately say to me, but Frans, wait, this share can go much higher. There you are. There's a little gap there between those two. Yes, it can maybe go there. But I think maybe just wait and maybe find another opportunity. It rallied for 5 days in a row from 46 Rand to 55 Rand. That's a beautiful rally. So maybe you're a little bit late. And again, let's wait and see if we can find something else. Let's have a look at Kumba. And Peter asked about Kumba. Let's have a look. And as we know, that the world is running in energy problems. And usually if that happens, there's always a problem in iron ore. And wow, this looks a nice chart. Look at it. I mean, for all those guys that missed out, I mean, it was Yumi, it was Nkosi, it was Jabu. Let's have a look here. If you look at this chart, it is a different story. You can see a beautiful sell-off. There's the sell-off. And if we look at it, we can see that it wants to bounce off that line now. Let's have a look there. Nice chart. Nice chart. Look at that falling wedge. And it just gave us a buying signal above 503 Rand. Let's make it 500 Rand. And this gap here was opening up the day that they paid out the dividend. That's why it fell. So I will be quite keen to buy it above this 503 Rand level. I'll make use of a stop loss of, there's my level of 492.07. And my targets, I mean, there's plenty targets. 539.21, 550.87, 580.10, and 596.33. And look at this massive gap here. Let's have a look at this gap. Now, of course, this is a fundamental gap because it paid out a dividend. Now, a fundamental gap, yes, it struggles a little bit to close, but it doesn't say that it cannot close. And this gap was between, or is between, 695 and 738.32. So let's have a look, but it looks like this is an early chart. A movement to the top is early, it's young, and it can maybe surprise us to the top. Let's have a look at Remgro. Finn is asking about Remgro, but I think that was for the long term. Let's have a look here. Instrument, let's have a look. Well, beautiful chart. Beautiful turnaround. I can remember on the show when it was around 100 Rand, we said the chart looks nice, and where it is now, 136.60. We had a strong rally in the last few days, so I would rather say that you must play a little bit poker face fin. Let's just draw in a line there. You will immediately see that there's the line. It comes back to this line every time. I think let's wait for it to pull back if you do want to wait, unless if you want to chase the momentum. You can buy it above 137.36, make use of a stop loss of 121.97. I will wait for this to pull back, and that will be 117 Rand 65. I will get into the share then, and then use this as 112.84 as my stop loss. But listen, this chart looks healthy. Look at it. All the way a sell-off, an ugly sell-off, and from there, higher lows all the way. There's the higher lows. And a beautiful trend line. It shows you that the momentum is clearly to the up and it wants to go higher. Let's have a look at PPC. PPC on a weekly chart. And this was also one of the charts that we called on the show. In actual fact, we also gave it through to our readers. And look at this chart. I mean, a beautiful rally. I mean, it was way below 50 cents. It broke the 40-week moving average. Unfortunately, I think you're too late to buy it now. If you want to chase the momentum, yes. But I mean, look at it. In a matter of 3-4 weeks, from 340 to 568. And if you want to chase momentum, but maybe make use then of a stop loss of 461. That's a Rand stop loss, a little bit big. So I will rather wait for it to give us a proper pullback. If it does, and then rather buy it. So it's what we will say in Afrikaans, moster na die mal. So it's a little bit late. Well, thank you for watching this show. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, and we will chat again.